For like 40 years, the tech world had a really simple pecking order, right? Apple had the device, Microsoft had the software. Well, that era is officially over.
And then comes Nvidia. Yeah, the company most of us knew for making gaming cards. Suddenly, they're the first company in history to blow past the $5 trillion mark. I mean, just to wrap your head around that number, that's bigger than the entire economy of Japan or Germany. It's just massive.
And look, this isn't just some flash in the pan, some temporary stock market hype. No, what we're all watching in real time is a fundamental power shift. A new world order in tech is being born. And it happened so fast, it gave almost everyone whiplash. This happened? It really comes down to what they're selling. You've got the old guard, Apple and Microsoft, who sell stuff to us. You buy a new phone, you subscribe to their software. But Nvidia? They're playing a totally different game. They sell the one thing that every other company needs to even play in the AI sandbox: pure, raw compute power. They've basically set up a choke point for the entire AI economy.
Okay, so let's get into the weeds here. How on earth did Nvidia manage to pull this off? How did they build this indestructible toll booth right smack in the middle of the AI revolution? You know, the best way to think about it is like the old gold rushes. You've got all these companies, Google, Meta, you name it, they're all out there frantically digging for AI gold. But here's the thing, they all have to buy their shovels, their pickaxes, and even their water from one single shop. And that shop is run by Nvidia.
And when you look at the numbers, their dominance it's just staggering. We're talking about the specialized chips that are the beating heart of AI data centers. Nvidia's platforms, like their Blackwell and Vera Rubin chips, command a 92% market share. 92. That means everyone else is just scrambling for the leftover 8%.
And this right here, this is what that dominance looks like on a stock chart. 44,000% in just the last decade. Let that sink in. If you had put just $1,000 into Nvidia back in 2015, you'd be looking at almost $500,000 today. It's just wild.
So the big question is, how is this even possible? How do they maintain that kind of lead? Well, if you think it's all about the hardware, you're only seeing half the picture. Their real secret weapon, their deepest moat, is something you can't even hold in your hand.
That fortress is called CUDA. It's a software platform they've been patiently building for 20 years. You can think of it like the operating system for their chips. It's the set of tools developers use to talk to the hardware. And over those 2 decades, they've basically trained an entire generation of developers to speak this language. It has literally become the native tongue of the AI world.
Okay, but wait a minute. You're probably thinking, why don't the big guys, Google, Microsoft, Apple, with all their money, just make their own chips? Why are they stuck paying Nvidia?
Well, the answer is this really powerful idea called structural lock-in. See, switching isn't as simple as unplugging one chip and plugging in another. Because of CUDA, it would mean rewriting billions of lines of existing code. The cost, the time, the risk, it's so huge that for most companies, it's just not an option. They are locked in.
And this is where it gets kind of beautiful from a business strategy perspective. This lock-in means that Nvidia has achieved the ultimate dream. Its biggest competitors are now its best customers. Every time Microsoft wants to make Copilot smarter, they have to write a massive check to Nvidia. Every time Amazon Web Services expands its AI offerings, check to Nvidia. It's brilliant.
But hold on, it gets even crazier, because their strategy has evolved. They're not just selling the shovels anymore. Oh no, they've completely leveled up their game. Now they're selling the entire, fully equipped gold mine.
And this is the next huge piece of the puzzle. Think about Apple. Their growth depends on how many of us are willing to buy a new iPhone each year. It's limited by consumers. Nvidia, on the other hand, they've set their sights on a much, much bigger customer, sovereign nations.
Yeah, you heard that right. Countries are now in an AI arms race. Having your own AI capability is seen as vital for national security, for economic strength. So you have places like Saudi Arabia, Japan, the UAE. They're not just buying chips, they're building national AI factories. And guess who they're buying the whole turnkey solution from?
Yep, Nvidia. And this move completely transforms their business. I mean, think about it. They've gone from selling a $1,000 graphics card to a kid playing video games, to selling a $3 million supercomputer rack to a whole country. The scale of that revenue is something a company that sells one device at a time can only dream of.
And look at this. This chart shows you just how insane the acceleration is. Going from 3 to 4 trillion in value, That took them about 13 months. Okay, pretty fast. But then, getting from 4 to 5 trillion? Just 3 months. That's not just growth. That's a rocket ship.
So what does this all leave us? What does this mean for the future of tech and honestly, for the balance of power in the world? Well, it means the old map is useless. It's been completely redrawn.
Now don't get me wrong, Apple and Microsoft are not going anywhere. They are still giants. But the crown? The title of the one company that is defining the next era of technology? That has officially changed hands. Because in an age of intelligence as a service, the real power belongs to whoever provides the intelligence.
When you boil it all down, you're left with one simple, inescapable fact that defines our time. The world runs on AI, and AI runs on Nvidia.
So that leaves us with the $5 trillion question, doesn't it? Is this a massive speculative AI bubble that's about to pop? Or is this just the beginning? Is $10 trillion the next stop on the line for the new king of tech? You know, there's a massive power shift happening in tech right now. And no, it's not about who's got the coolest new phone. It's about something much, much bigger. It's about who controls the engine of progress itself. And today, we're going to look at how one company is, well, quietly becoming maybe the most powerful force on the planet.
So, let me ask you something. Who do you think is the most powerful company in tech today? I mean, for years, the easy answer was Apple, right? Or maybe Microsoft. But what if the real king isn't the company selling you a phone or a laptop? What if it's someone else entirely? And this right here gets to the heart of the whole thing. See, Apple's power, it rules your pocket. It's huge, for sure, but it's personal. Nvidia, though, they're playing a completely different game. They're not just aiming for your pocket, they're aiming to rule the world's intelligence.
Even make a play for the throne. Well, it's a wild story, honestly. It's got geopolitics, absolutely mind-boggling amounts of money, and, just a fundamental change in how our entire world is starting to work.
And it all starts with a major, and I mean major, geopolitical reversal. See, for a little while, Nvidia was completely locked out of one of the biggest, most critical AI markets on the entire planet. But then, everything changed, and boy, did it happen fast.
2. Fueling the machine. China. Yeah, we're talking about China. This is a market where Nvidia was on track to sell something like $30 billion worth of AI chips before US export controls slammed the door shut. Well, guess what? That door has just been kicked wide open again.
Just look at this timeline. It's crazy. In April of 2025, the US imposes controls and bam, Nvidia is frozen out of China. But then, by December, the Trump administration comes in and approves sales of the H200. And just a couple of months later, February 2026, the first shipments of these super advanced chips are planned for China. I mean, talk about a rapid, profound policy reversal. This is a massive, massive win for them.
And the immediate impact? It's just staggering. $2.56 billion. And get this, that's the potential revenue from the initial shipments alone. That's not a full year, not even a quarter. That's just the opening act. And the demand over there? It's absolutely ferocious. We're talking about shipping up to 80,000 of these H200 chips right out of the gate. And these aren't just any chips. The H200 is 6 times more powerful than the watered-down versions they were allowed to sell before. You've got the huge players, Alibaba, ByteDance, Tencent, they're all lining up. In fact, Nvidia is so sure about this, they're literally adding new production capacity just for China.
But listen, here's the real key. This isn't just about selling a boatload more chips. The China deal, as huge as it is just one piece of a much, much bigger global strategy. And this is where Nvidia really starts to look like it's playing a completely different sport than everyone else, including Apple.
Right, let's get into the heart of it, the sovereign AI revolution. This is the strategy they're pushing. And honestly, calling it a business model doesn't even do it justice. It's more like a revolution in how entire nations think about power and independence. So what in the world is sovereign AI? Well, put simply, it's about a nation's own capability to produce artificial intelligence. It means you're not just renting computing power from some big cloud provider. You're not just buying off-the-shelf software. No, you're building it yourself, from the ground up, using your own infrastructure, your own data, and your own workforce.
Here's a great way to think about it. Nations are shifting from being just buyers of software to being builders of intelligence. They are literally building what you could call national AI factories. And guess who's selling them all the heavy machinery to do it?
Yep, Nvidia. This quote just hits the nail on the head.
They don't just sell chips, they sell the ability for a country to own its own intelligence. I mean, think about that. That's a level of geopolitical influence that just dwarfs selling smartphones. Nvidia is basically selling digital sovereignty. It's the power for a country to control its own destiny, technologically speaking. This completely reshapes global competition.
And that, right there, is why people have started calling Nvidia the digital OPEC. It's a perfect analogy, really. Back in the 20th century, OPEC controlled oil, the world's most critical resource. Well, in the 21st century, Nvidia is putting itself in a position to control the new most critical resource, AI compute power.
So, okay, power by the numbers. It's a brilliant strategy, for sure, but does it actually, make money? Does it translate to the bottom line? Oh boy, does it ever. Let's look at some of the staggering numbers that back up this whole new tech king idea.
$5 billion. That's not a projection. That's the value of orders they already have on the books that they're trying to fulfill. The level of demand it's almost impossible to wrap your head around.
And if you look ahead, the projections get even more insane. $500 billion. That's the projected revenue through the end of 2026. I mean, to put that in perspective, their data center business alone is now bigger than the entire annual revenue of most companies on the Fortune 500 list. Just think about that.
But here's the thing. It's not just about how much money they're making. It's about how profitable that money is. A 73% gross margin for a company that sells hardware? That's practically unheard of. It makes a giant like Apple, who we think of as a profit machine, look lean by comparison. What they've built is a hardware and software monopoly that might be one of the strongest we've seen in modern history.
So, welcome to the AI age. What does all this add up to? Well, it means we pretty much have to throw out our old ideas about who's in charge in the tech world. The era where the smartphone company was automatically the top dog, that's over. We are officially in a brand new age.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? In the 20th century, oil was the world's most valuable resource. In 2026, it is compute. For decades, everything ran on oil. Then, for a while, everyone said data is the new oil. But now we see what the real foundation is. It's compute, the raw, brute force power to create intelligence.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Nvidia isn't just a tech company anymore. They're the essential utility company for the entire AI age. It's like the electric company that provides the power to your house. Nvidia provides the compute that powers, well, our entire new reality. The king, it seems, has been crowned. Which, of course, brings us to the multi-trillion-dollar question. Their valuation is already astronomical. So is this all just a massive, historic bubble that's waiting to pop? Or, given that they control what might be the single most important resource of our time, is a $10 trillion valuation not just possible, but the next logical step? So what do you think? Is this a bubble or just the beginning? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. And hey, if you like this explainer and want to keep up with the massive forces that are shaping our world, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.